Y'all be reading 10 Freedom McFadden's a year and y'all like, oh, I never know the plot. I never know the plot. So you don't know it because it doesn't make sense, baby. Monday's not coming up here. You know what I mean? So cute. She's still holding on to that and it's like, loser. 3 stars. This is perfection. I encourage every Black person to pick up this book for sure. It gives me Challengers vibes. That's what it gives me. Hi, I'm Natia Joy and this is my mid-year book tag. Let's get into my goals first. My 2 main big goals was to read 50 books in a year and to read every day. The read every day has not happened. I think I've read 170 days this year according to Fable maybe. It's been rocky. I've been busier this year, but I need to stop using that excuse because my screen time be like 9-10 hours, y'all. And I want to make a video. I'm going to make a video where I switch my screen time for reading because that shit be through the roof. Like, what the hell? Like, I can read 2 books a day the way my screen time is set up for 9-10 hours of my day. That's crazy. And then I wanted to read 50 books this year. I'm on my 24th book of the year / 25th. I'm listening to an audiobook before booktube, booktok gets on me because y'all know how y'all like to jump. I'm listening to the Jennifer Lewis audiobook, Walking in My Joy. The Black mother of Hollywood. Absolutely love her. She's blunt, she's funny, she's honest. Her whole story is just amazing. She has stories for 2-3 lifetimes for a 69-year-old. Absolutely love a good memoir. I only listen to my memoirs. And then I'm currently reading A Woman Is No Man. Y'all, I want to like that book so bad, but I feel like it's going to DNF. Hi, Natia Joy, editing from the future. Thank God you didn't DNF that book, girl. That was like, I'm pretty sure that's top 5 books of the year. OMG, go read A Woman Is No Man. Ugh, I hate that I even said that I was going to DNF. Ugh. Oh my God, could you have imagined? I don't know. Maybe I'm lying to y'all. Maybe I'll really get into it. I think I'm in a bit of a reading slump a little bit. The last book I read was Score by Kennedy Ryan. Absolutely love Kennedy Ryan. It's my 5th book by her. I gave it 4 stars. Loved it. It is about a bipolar and bisexual Black woman who has a whirlwind romance in college with Mr. Monk. But then it ends after a really bad episode with her. And then 10 years later, they're working on a movie together. And it's just second chance romance. And I really loved it. And I love mental illness representation. And I love LGBTQ representation, obviously. I feel like I don't see enough bisexual people in books. I see lesbians, I see the gays. But let's get some bi in there. Another book I last read was Normal People before that. Normal People was fantastic. I know a lot of people don't like Sally Rooney books because she doesn't use quotation marks in her dialogue. Understandable. Everything's not for everyone. However, comma, 4 stars to her. I did not even know I liked situationship romance. It's really more literary fiction than romance to me, but I still really liked it. Y'all, all year I did not read romance at all. Like, I was down with them. So I was like, romance, PU. I wanted literary fiction, thrillers, memoirs. Did not read none of that. Ended up finding Normal People in Score. I'm in my romance bag again. I actually recently got a Kindle. And that's where I'm reading A Woman Is No Man. But as you can see, I have, if you can see it, I have The Close-Up by Kennedy Ryan in here. And then I have Riders and Lovers by Lily King. Ugh, guys, my ADHD mind is running rampant because I just freaking love books and I love discussing them. And so this video might be random as fuck. I enjoyed Heart the Lover. I read Heart the Lover in like 3-4 days. I loved it. And it's so funny. I feel like it's so divided when I look up the reviews on here and TikTok. It's so divided. I love this book. I love Lily King now. Like, thinking about her. It makes me like, and don't judge me because I'm definitely reading the descriptions off my laptop. Don't care because I've read so many books. I'm not going to get the exact description every single time, y'all. It's about an intense college love triangle with youth and regret. It follows an unnamed narrator until the end who gets involved with 2 best friends and their star students, Sam and Yash. It gives me Challengers vibes. That's what it gives me. I literally was imagining the main character as Zendaya in Challengers and Sam and Yash as those guys from the Challengers. I love the Challengers. I love this book. Let's talk about my best books of the year. So I read most of them off my Kindle or my iPad. I sold my iPad for less screen time to get the Kindle. I've read most of my books off like a screen, basically. So that's why I don't have a lot right here. Blue Sisters was fabulous work. I cannot wait to read Cleopatra and Frankenstein. I put it on my birthday list for my friends to see. Blue Sisters is about three strange siblings, Avery, Bonnie, and Lucky, who reunite in New York a year after their fourth sister's death. I love books about grief. It makes me feel so united with the entire world. Grief is an emotion that all humans will go through, and it's so complex and it's so awful. And I also love reading about sisters. I do not have a sister. I did not grow up with a sister. I'm such a girly girl. I wish I had a sister. I love my brother down. If you're watching, I love you so much. But I just love reading about complex family relationships and grief, and this was perfect. I give it a 4.5 on Fable. Please follow me on there if you would like. Homegoing by Yagi Yazzie. Y'all, I got my life to this book. First of all, Yagi Yazzie is from my hometown of Huntsville, Alabama. Shout out to us. She is so inspirational. So this book is about two half-sisters in 18th century Ghana that tracks 8 generations of their descendants. One sister marries a British slaver and lives in comfort. She lives in the castle, while the other is sold into American slavery. And it follows 8 generations down from them, and it's fucking perfect. It tackles a lot. It tackles Jim Crow, war on drugs, American slavery, specifically Mississippi. This book made me realize, obviously I'm a black woman, I'm a black person above all else. We cannot fathom, our generation of black people cannot fathom what happened to our grandparents, great-grandparents, we cannot fathom it. It's not all in history books at all. And this book made me kind of realize that. What she was writing in this book, I was like, I didn't even think that happened. I didn't even think that happened. Black people are the most resilient people in the world. I don't care what y'all gotta say to me. We're the most resilient. Look at our history. I encourage every black person to pick up this book for sure. I also encourage every person to, but every black person, please pick up this book. And also, side note, go to the National African American History Museum in DC. It will change your life as well. Amazing book, very educational, 5 stars to Yagi Yazzie. I also gave 5 stars to her other book, Transcendent Kingdom. Yagi Yazzie blows my mind. I don't think she's written a book in like 5 years, which makes me so sad. Like, please come back. So it's also set in my hometown of Alabama, of Huntsville, Alabama. Transcendent Kingdom follows a girl in my hometown of Huntsville, Alabama. Her name's Gifty, and she lost her brother to addiction, and now she is studying neuroscience as her PhD, and she's studying addiction and depression, while also taking care of her severely depressed mother, who she doesn't even know that she's depressed. And it's the perfect book. I wholeheartedly believe books find you when you most need them, because a lot of the book is also about religion and how she views religion after her brother's death. And I struggled this year with my religion and my spirituality and what it means to really believe in God. And it was the perfect book for that moment in my life. I absolutely loved it. 5 stars to Yagi Yazzie. Please write another book soon so I may scream and holler when I see the release date. Set a countdown on my phone. Go to Barnes & Noble myself. My close personal homegirl, Yagi Yazzie, all right? An author that I've been eating up, Miss Britt Bennett. I read The Mothers and The Vanishing Half. Girl, you wrote The Vanishing Half and disappeared, ain't it? You disappeared, and that's okay. I understand. Since you got your little coin, or Bitcoin, and you exit stage left. I understand, sister, but make another book. Thank you. Vanishing Half is what really got me into historical fiction this year, for real, for real. It's about identical twin sisters, Stella and Desiree, who grew up in a small, light-skinned black community in Louisiana. They run away at 16 and they choose completely separate lives. One lives her life as a black woman and the other secretly passes as white. And you see their choices affect generations to come. It's freaking perfection. 5 stars. 5 stars. You know, it's funny. It's so funny that everybody has different book opinions, of course. Everybody has different opinions. But my friend gave it a 3 star and I was like, 3 stars? This is perfection. I loved it. I wish I could like forget about this book and read it again. I might read it again in 5 years. Perfection. I also liked her other book, The Mothers. I almost think I like The Mothers more than The Vanishing Half, which not a lot of people say. So The Mothers is about a young woman who left her Southern California hometown years ago after the suicide of her mother and is called back to attend to a family emergency. It also follows one of her best friends and a guy that she used to do. You know? Why did I say do? I love it because it explores themes that need to be explored, like how Christianity and the Black church can be toxic, shame, motherhood. All these things are so important to talk about. I love Britt Bennett, and hopefully also, I feel like Britt Bennett and Yaki Yazzie are my favorite authors of not only this year, but like they're definitely top 5 favorite authors of mine. Like their books are so impactful. I almost forgot about her. I liked Allegedly by Tiffany D. Jackson. So I'm a Tiffany D. Jackson fan, but I do think this is one of her worst books. Which it's hard to be. This is a 4-star, one of her worst books, y'all. So yeah. So Allegedly, it's about a young Black girl years after being convicted as a 9-year-old child for killing a white baby tries to find the truth while pregnant and living in a group home. Girl, this book was the drama. I just hated the ending. I was like, girl, I read this in 3 days. As I read all of Tiffany Jackson's book very quickly, I literally have Monday's Not Coming somewhere on my shelf. I read Grown, and what else did I read? I read Grown and Scammer. Great books. My ranking of Tiffany D. Jackson books, side note, Monday's Not Coming up here. You know what I mean? The Scammer. Allegedly, then Grown. Grown was just a lot for me. It was very triggering. So that's probably why I put it at the bottom. But it wasn't her best writing, in my opinion. I think Monday's Not Coming and The Scammer, like, she ate that the fuck up. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? She ate that the fuck up. On to the worst books. So exciting. Y'all are gonna get on my ass about this one. I'm gonna put it up here and y'all gonna get on my ass. And that's okay. This is one of the most popular books of the year, if not the most popular memoir of the year. And this is when I was starting to get into memoirs back in like February, March. I listened to this. I didn't love it. And I know it's her own story. I get that. And I understand completely why people don't rate memoirs, because it's somebody else's story. I understand that. I did not like the writing. I gave it a 2. It's about the sudden collapse of a 20-year-old marriage during the COVID-19 pandemic. Her husband cheats on her like a low-down, dirty snake, and everything follows after that. What I didn't like, and don't get on my ass, it felt a bit pretentious in a way. It did. Why are we talking about caviar and how much your dad made and all that? Like, I don't care. Like, what I care about is your husband cheating on you. Do I sound awful? Probably. Like, it just wasn't my cup of tea. It wasn't my cup of tea. Like, same thing. Ooh, and y'all going to my ass. Because this is a memoir I tried to both read and listen to. I did not like this. I just did not like the writing on this one either. I just did not like Strangers. Like, I just felt like it was very out of touch in some parts. I really wanted to explore more on how her daughters felt about it. It just wasn't that good to me. It was one of my lowest rated books. I don't have any of these books on hand because when I have a 2-star, 3-star, it's rarely on hand, people. It's rarely on hand. Usually I read my books on Kindle, and sometimes I actually get the book because I liked it so much and I'll put it on my shelf. I really want Transcendent Kingdom. I need to go ahead and buy that. But yeah. Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed was not my shit. It follows a 25-year-old Black babysitter who is falsely accused of kidnapping a white toddler in her care while she's at the supermarket. It's really the first chapter. We started with the bang. I'm like, okay, great. Then the white child's mother tries to make amends for it, and then it's just a lot. It's just a lot, and I just the plot was all over the place to me. The Black girl ends up dating the white man who tries to record and like save the situation with her. And the white man apparently was with the white child's mother. Like a freaking decade, no, when they were in high school, and she's still holding on to that, and it's like, loser. Like, I'm sorry. I don't want to spoil it, but I feel like the Black girl did not stand up for herself in front of these white people multiple times. And the ending was so like, okay, like it was unsatisfying, it was stupid. I didn't like it. I gave it a 3.5 on Fable, but really it deserved a 3. It wasn't a 2-star, but it was very mediocre. What a mediocre book. I don't even want to look up the plot of these 2 books that I hated. We're going to group them together because I hated them so much. We got to move right along. The Drowning Woman by Robin Harding and Pretty Girls by Karen Slick. Why did y'all waste my time? Why did y'all waste my time? Here's my thing. Y'all, some of you may know, I cannot stand Frida McFadden. I think some of these thriller authors are copying her cheap popcorn thriller, like the way she does books. I think they're copying it and thinking it's gonna be cute and fun. No, it's not. I refuse to read cheap popcorn thrillers. I have not read a thriller since Pretty Girls, which was back in like what, April, May. I read that because I was so upset about it. I gave Pretty Girls a 3.5. It really should have been 3. I need to change my rating on Babel somehow. And I gave Drowning Woman a 2. Like, pissed off. Like, my two things with these books is the ending does not make sense. If you're gonna have a plot twist, make it the fuck right. It does not make sense. Okay, with Pretty Girls, the ending made sense, but it was just gross. It was a gross book, and also it dragged on, and the main character was insufferable. If Claire has no haters, I have sadly passed on to my maker. All right, the Drowning Woman, and it made no sense. No sense. I don't understand how y'all be reading these thrillers. Y'all be reading 10 Frida McFaddens a year, and y'all like, oh, I never know the plot. I never know the plot twist. You don't know it because it doesn't make sense, baby. Anyway, though, lastly, I did not particularly enjoy The Mad Wife. I gave it 3 stars. Love this cover. Absolutely love it. I probably give it a 0.5 because of the cover. No, she was fun in the beginning and middle, and towards the end, she lost me. Macon Church lost me, and that's okay. It's about a woman who's going through postpartum, or hysteria, as they called it in the 50s. And she started to become suspicious of her neighbor and everything, and it just becomes, she looks crazy to everybody. It's like a psychological thriller. It didn't grip me at the end. I was like, this is the ending. The ending really ruins a lot of books. I'm like, this is what we did with our ending. But that's okay, Megan Church. I'll try you again. It wasn't too bad, but it was a 3-star. I feel like I've had a really good reading year. I feel like it was better than last. I've evolved in my taste. A little pretentious, a little bougie. Moving on to our TBR. Yes. I have really wanted to read this book. I've been got this book, y'all, back in like February, and it's just been sitting on my bookshelf, and I know I like it because as a freaking 4.5 on Fable, I'm not saying a bad review on TikTok by a Black woman. It's about Black women. How could I hate? Hopefully I love it, at least a 4-star. In this stunning debut novel, a moving multi-generational family saga, 4 generations of complex Black women contend with motherhood and daughterhood, generational trauma, and the deeply ingrained tensions and wounds that divide them. Wait, because this is real tea. Probably gotta read this next, but I have so many books to read, y'all. Next up is Martyr as well. I have bought all these books months ago, which is really sad, but this novel is about addiction, grief, and the search for meaning. And obviously I like books on addiction and grief because I love Transcendent Kingdom, so I'm sure I loved his writing. I don't want to mess up his name at all. I know his last name is Akbar. I really don't want to mess up his name and be disrespectful. But it's about a young man named Cyrus. He's grappling with being an Iranian American, his mother's death, and being a recovering alcoholic, which I can relate to. So this would be nice to read. I feel like I'm so overwhelmed with the amount of books to read. Like, what the hell? But also, again, I need to reduce my screen time because why am I on the TikTok and the Instagram and the Pinterest when there's so many books to read? And I feel like reading books has like helped my mental health so much, and being on my phone does not help my mental health. Hello? Next up, we have Silver Sparrow by Tayari Jones. I read Kin and I read An American Marriage this year. I liked An American Marriage more than Kin, which is such an unpopular opinion. I gave Kin a 3.5. I know it's so huge. It's on Obama's reading list. So great for her. Just wasn't, I don't know what it was about that book. I was not feeling it as much as American Marriage. I actually gave it American Marriage the same rating, 3.5, but I liked it more. This is about 2 teenage girls caught in the middle, set in Atlanta in the 1980s. Love that. It's a novel revolves around James Witherspoon's 2 families, the public one and the secret one. Girl! We have Toni Morrison's Sula, and we have James Baldwin's Giovanni's Room. I'm trying to get into the classics, especially because my close personal homegirl, you know me, we got each other's numbers. Zendaya, she said that she wants to read this book, so now I have to read this book, obviously. And Sula by Toni Morrison, my close personal homegirl in real life. Chelsea, if you're watching, so I love you. She gave this to me during a book exchange. I need to read Toni Morrison. I'm such a big reader. I'm such a big reader of Black women. I haven't read Toni Morrison. I heard she's very complicated to read. I'm excited to read it and challenge myself mentally, though. Yeah, I think I need to read all these books before I even buy new books. I'm gonna do a big book haul for my birthday, which is in 2 months, and I need to read these freaking books. And I need a bigger bookshelf because obviously there's two, y'all. I might ask for a bookshelf for my birthday too for my dad. Please, Dad, if you're watching this, please. Mame. I've already read this book, y'all, but it's one of my favorite books of all time. It's about a girl named Maddie. She lives in London with her family. They're from Ghana. Her dad is really sick from Parkinson's. He ends up dying. It's a story about grief. It's a story about friendship. It's a story about racism. It's a story about finding love, heartbreak. I love Mame, and I love Jessica George, and a book I want, and hopefully I find it in Mexico City, because what I want to do is I want to get a book in each city or each country that I go to. Like, I just grab a book. I love Jessica George. She's kind of changed my life. Jessica George, Britt Bennett, Tiara Jones, Yagi Ozzie, Tiffany D. Jackson, Kennedy Ryan. I almost get emotional. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me right now. Like, I almost want to cry. Like, reading books has changed my life. Not only the Black women who have written the stories, but they definitely had the most impact on me. Like, wow. I get emotional thinking about this book. I can't wait to read it. I'm going to read it again for my birthday. This is my birthday read. In September 20th is my birthday, y'all. So in 2 months, I'm going to read Mame again. Beautiful book. Fabulous. The Weight of Blood by Tiffany Jackson. So this is like a Black Carrie, basically. Yeah, like I said, a horror novel. It's about a biracial teen forced to pass as white whose life unravels after a viral bullying video leads to a tragic prom night. Get him! Fuck! Go get him! I can't wait to read this book. I think I'm going to save it for September, October. You know, spooky season. It's fall. I think I'm going to save it. I did kind of want to read all my favorite authors for September for my birthday as a little treat. Just read Tiffany Jackson, probably Kennedy Ryan, Mame, obviously. Maybe Tiara Jones. If Britt Bennett and Yagi Ozzie would come out with a book, maybe I could have read them in September. But I already read all y'all book. I already read all the books. Lastly, we have The Woman by Kristen Hanna, or Hannah. I don't know how to pronounce the last name. So sorry again if I butcher any last names or first names. I've heard so much about her. All her books have like over a 4.5 on freaking Fable. Like, damn. Damn. All right then. Yeah, I have gotten into historical fiction. Shout out to The Vanishing Half and Ken for getting me into historical fiction and Homegoing. I keep on stuttering, y'all. It's just the ADHD in me, and I've been lacking sleep, but this seems like a good one. This seems like it's about the Vietnam War. A woman in the Vietnam. Oh God, the book is good. No, y'all, I got this from the library in St. Martin. It wasn't a library, it was like a free library. If I had a book, I would have put one back. But I saw this and I was like, I have to take it. Oh my God, I don't feel like I'm a bad person, y'all. I'll go back to St. Martin. I'll put a book there. I'm definitely going back to St. Martin, y'all. And if I haven't freaking posted the St. Martin video by now, please whoop me. It's just 90 minutes of footage, y'all. Like, the fuck? Why did I ever film a whole movie on my phone for y'all? Damn. Last segment is memoirs. I just got into memoirs this year and I freaking love it. Jennifer Lewis. I think my top 3, even though I haven't finished yet, Jennifer Lewis, Viola Davis is first. I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jenna McCurdy. That's second. And third is Jennifer Lewis's book, Walking My Joy, like for sure. Like, those are my top 3 memoirs this year. I also read Lucas Gage's memoir. I didn't really love it. I wrote this for attention. First of all, I love him. I love his work in Euphoria, The White Lotus, every movie he's in, I've probably watched him. Like, I just like his work. I like him. I fuck with him. His childhood was devastating to me. It's just as he grew older in the book, I feel like in the middle and the end, he kind of lost me just a little bit, but that's okay. I gave it like a 3.5, I think, on Fable. So another memoir I read was Rookie by Joshua Bassett. I like that one as well. I think I gave it 4 stars. He's a Disney star. He dated Olivia Rodrigo and Sabrina Carpenter. Tough as fuck, because dating those two with their type of fan base has to be hell on earth. Like, I want to be an influencer, y'all. I want to be a YouTuber. Being a celebrity, every single detail of your life, you have to be perfect. You can't make human mistakes. You have to be perfect. Anyways, he started doing drugs, getting into addiction, everything. And now he's changed his life around. Very inspirational book. I recommend it. Books I DNF'd this year, 7 Days in June. I DNF'd Night Crawling. Even though I did like The Girls Who Grew Big by Layla Motley, I did not like Night Crawling. I DNF Little Fires Everywhere. I'm gonna try to watch this show. Y'all, that show was 6 damn years ago and people still talk about it. But I did not really like the book. And I didn't really like We Don't Talk About Carol, and that's okay. I did not have that many DNFs this year. I've had under 10 DNFs, which whoop whoop, good for me. Whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. And look at my Kindle. Isn't it so freaking cute? Look what I did with it. So cute. Anyways, y'all, I hope at the end of the year I'll make a video. I'm like, I completed 50 books. Like, I'll be happy because I completed 40 last year. I want to beat myself. It's me versus me. I don't be caring about no other woman, no other man. It's me versus me every time. I want to read 50 books this year, and that will happen or consume because, you know, audiobooks are included. But yeah, y'all, I'm very excited for this book year. It's been an amazing book year so far. I can't wait to see what the other second half of the year brings. I hope you'll have a fabulous day. Keep on reading. And as always, if you eat every day, you must what? Read every day. Have a fabulous day, y'all.